culinary water rate increase. That's Commission Docket number 24-2443-01. My name is Michael Hammer, and I'm the Commission's designated presiding officer. Let's go ahead and take appearances, beginning with WaterPro, please.
Yes, I'm Darren Jensen Peterson, General Manager with WaterPro. And with me today, I have Josh Bean with Bone and Collins. They are our engineers.
Thank you. And for the Division of Public Utilities.
Patrick Griecu, Assistant Attorney General representing the division, and the division's witness today is Jonathan Lee.
All right, before we get started, as this is a hearing on a settlement stipulation, I'm personally comfortable with the witnesses staying seated where they are when they testify. Any objection to that? All right, Mr. Jensen Peterson, would you like to call a witness?
Yeah, so I'll be calling myself as a witness. I have a statement that I'll prepare today, if that's okay.
All right, would you like to do that first?
I would.
All right, Mr. Jensen Peterson, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Great. And then also I have Josh Bean if there's any technical questions, but he will not be as a witness today unless needed. So again, good morning. We really appreciate you taking the time to review our proposed rate case for our customers, along with the settlement stipulation that was entered into January 15th of 2025. Our last time that we met before the Commission was December 5th of 2023 when we requested our tier usage to be adjusted, which reflected an average of about 5.4% increase to most of our customers, which was approved and went into effect of February 1st of 2024. Being a private water utility providing culinary water to customers from dates back to 1911, it's been our mission to provide quality water at a fair and reasonable rate. Our community dynamics has definitely changed since 1911, but our mission statement has not. The company not only provides culinary water, but also operates a secondary water dating back to the early 1800s. Our parent company was founded in 1888. We currently have over 8,400 culinary connections with over 3,300 pressurized irrigation connections in our system. To serve our customers fairly, WaterPro has 6 base rate categories. There are also 5 different service areas within our area, each charged at a different volume and usage rate due to different costs of service in each area. Our last rate adjustment in February of 2024, there were no changes in the rates except for 2 rates were actually decreased in our charging. The change was to modify the volume amounts per tiers. The change was to increase water conservation by our customers, better capture a cost of service associated with increasing water usage, and to provide a more equitable distribution cost and conservation in our area, which we have definitely seen this last summer. At WaterPro, working with Josh Bean, our engineer, we continue to provide a high standard of water service to all of our customers. Due to the rising cost of producing water and the demand along the Wasatch Front, we have seen significant increases. Not only have we seen an over 25% increase in all of our insurances, but over a 20% increase in all construction. The need to conserve water is why we find ourselves in front of you today and also requesting a 9.5% increase to all of our customers to go into effect no later than March 1st of 2025. On July 15th, we filed our application and we met and working with the Division of Public Utilities, answering all questions and providing all requested documentation needed. As in the past, we have enjoyed working with those on our docket and are extremely happy in the professional and efficient manner it has been. I would truly like to publicly thank each of them for their work and to truly make this process go as smooth as it has. Our customers were notified of this rate discussion back in March of 2024 during our shareholders meeting. A notice also went out to all of our customers on January 3rd, 2025 with a follow-up notice, again February 5th, giving them information regarding this rate hearing and all the proposed rate increases published on our website, which we led them there. We also included all the information in their last 2 culinary statements showing them of not only the hearing today, but also pushing them to our website to see the published rates. This information also goes and shows them about the hearing that happens tonight at 6 p.m. I do have copies of those if you would like to see them. As of to date, we have not heard from one customer regarding the rate increase or the hearing tonight. We are committed to the community that we serve and to provide culinary water at the best and reasonable rates. In closing, I believe the rate increase of 9.5% we have before you today is fair and equitable and is what needed for us to continue to move this company going forward and take care of the construction projects that we currently have ongoing. That's all I have for you today.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen Peterson. Mr. Griecu, any cross?
I just have one clarifying question.
Please.
I just want to make sure that WaterPro was requesting an April 1st, 2025 effective date, correct?
April 1st, yes, that will work.
No further questions?
All right, thank you, Mr. Jensen Peterson. I don't have any questions. Mr. Bean was the technical expert who submitted written testimony, correct?
That is correct.
And I don't know that anyone has any questions for him today, but I wonder whether it would be prudent to get his written testimony admitted into evidence. So I think it might be advisable to call him simply to adopt that testimony.
Great.
Mr. Griecu, would you like to go through that process, or I can do it? Or Mr. Jensen Peterson, I know you're not a lawyer, but I'm happy to do it.
Sure.
Okay. Mr. Bean, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And are you the Joshua Bean who submitted written testimony in this docket?
I am.
And if I were to ask you the questions presented in that testimony, would you give the same answers
Yes.
under oath?
Yes.
Thank you. I have nothing else, Mr. Bean.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. So I'll sua sponte move the admission of Mr. Bean's testimony, and it will be admitted into evidence. Mr. Griecu, would you like to call your first witness?
Thank you. The division calls Jonathan Lee.
Mr. Lee, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Lee, could you please state and spell your name for the record?
Jonathan Lee, JONATHANLEE.
By whom are you employed and what is your position?
I am a utility analyst with the Utah Division of Public Utilities.
And what is your business address?
160 East, 300 South, Salt Lake City, Utah 84114.
And have you participated in this docket on behalf of the division?
Yes.
Did you review the company's applications, supporting exhibits, and pre-filed testimony?
Yes.
And did you prepare and cause to be filed your direct testimony and DPU Exhibit 1.1 on December 17th, 2024?
It's DPU Exhibit 1.0, I believe, but yes, I did.
And do you have any changes or corrections to that filing?
No.
At this point, I'd like to move to admit Mr. Lee's direct testimony and associated exhibits.
They're admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Lee, did you also review the settlement stipulation in this docket?
Yes.
And is it the division's position that the settlement stipulation resolving the issues in this docket is just and reasonable in result?
Yes.
And based on your knowledge and experience with the division, would approval of the settlement stipulation be just, reasonable, and in the public interest?
Yes.
At this point, I'd like to move for the admission of the settlement stipulation and attachment 1 filed on January 16th, 2025.
It's admitted.
Mr. Lee, do you have a summary to share today?
I do.
Please proceed.
Good morning. The purpose of my testimony today is to recommend the Commission approve the settlement stipulation and explain the reason why the division support the settlement stipulation now presented to the Commission. On June 3rd, 2024, WaterPro Inc. notified the Commission of its intent to file a petition for an increase in its culinary water rates. On July 19th, 2024, WaterPro filed a comprehensive general rate increase application with the Commission. The division reviewed the company's application and filed comments with the commission on August 2nd, 2024, recommending that the commission acknowledge the filing and accept it as substantially complete. Pursuant to the scheduling order, both the company and the division filed direct testimony in this docket. The parties then engaged in settlement discussions, which resulted in the preparation and execution of the settlement stipulation that is the subject of this hearing. In its application, WaterPro sought approval of a 9.5% increase in revenue from all tier rates in all its service areas. In its review, the division scrutinized the application appendices and exhibits, testimony, and other relevant data in detail, including WaterPro's annual report filed with the division and consolidated financial statement prepared by an outside accounting firm. The division also contacted the company several times to gather more information. A formal data request was sent to the company in September 2024, seeking further information and documentation. This was followed by several phone calls and emails to the company to clarify the responses. Division notes that the company was cooperative and timely with its responses, which was very helpful to understand the issues. In the company's direct testimony, it noted that it is continuing to face increasing costs and expenses along with increasing need to proceed with the planned capital projects. The company requested an increase of 9.5% to make capital improvements and provide the maintenance necessary to continue the current level of service and efficiency for existing customers and to curb the rising cost of inflation. Based on the division's review of WaterPro's application and the company's expenses, revenues, depreciation, and other operations, the division concludes that the settlement stipulation, taken as a whole, including the rate increase proposed, is just and reasonable and in the public interest. The division also verified with WaterPro that the first notification in their newsletter went out with their billing statement on January 3rd, a follow-up newsletter on February 1st informing WaterPro's customers of a rate hearing scheduled for February 5th at 6 p.m., referring them to the company's website for detail of the proposed rate increases. The division recommends the commission approve the settlement stipulations as filed and approve the requested rate increase with an effective date of April 1, 2025. This will allow WaterPro to implement the rate increase before the increased summer water usage when the bulk of the water revenues are received. This concludes my summary.
I'm not really a morning person, so I just wanted to make sure that the company, I know Mr. Bean's testimony was omitted, but I just want to make sure that the company's application and appendices and Mr. Jensen Peterson's direct was omitted as well.
I wasn't sure whether Mr. Jensen Peterson said anything in his verbal testimony today that he hadn't said in that testimony, but the answer is no. And the application, usually we don't necessarily admit pleadings, but we can certainly go ahead and do that. So we will deem the application and attached exhibits as admitted, and Mr. Jensen Peterson, you continue to be under oath, but if you were to be asked the same questions as presented in your written testimony today, would you give the same answers?
I would.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The witness is now available for cross and questions from the commission.
Mr. Jensen Peterson,
Yes.
do you have any questions?
I
for
do
Mr.
not.
Okay. Any other witnesses, Mr. Griecu?
Do not.
Okay. All right. Well, the commission certainly commends and appreciates your collaboration in working to reach a negotiated settlement in this matter. Thank you for all of your hard work. If there's nothing else, we're adjourned.
Thank you.